We will talk about cases in Russian language. I'm sure you heard lots of things about them. So, in this video, we will talk generally about all the cases, and more closely we will see именительный and мнительный case. And guys, before we start, subscribe our channel, see our website, follow us in social media. First of all, let's see different names of the cases. There are 6 of them. Именительный падеж, nominative case. Родительный падеж, genitive case. Дательный падеж, dative case. Винительный падеж, accusative case. Творительный падеж, instrumental case. Предложный падеж, prepositional case. And now let's see all of them and let's describe them shortly. First of all, именительный падеж, nominative case. It answers such questions like кто, who for animated objects, что, what for inanimated objects. So кто, it might be people, like люди, or животные, animals. Что, all the objects, like telephone, тетрадь, notebook. Yeah, and именительный падеж is used for the subjects of the sentences. Like all the subjects are in nominative case. Дети любят шоколад. Дети in именительный падеж. Родительный падеж. Its main thing, its main meaning is a possession. So it indicates a possession. First of all, it answers such questions like кого, чего. Жена потратила все деньги мужа. The wife spent all of her husband's money. Husband's money. So husband's, мужа, is used in родительный падеж. Besides, it's used with different quantities like lots of, none, many, много студентов, lots of students. Or we could say нет студентов, none of students. It's again is used in родительный падеж. So дательный падеж, that's a dative case. And it answers such questions like кому, чему. And its principal meaning is expressed by the prepositions to and for. And besides, it's used with different verbs, which we will learn later in another video, and after which we are to use a dative case. So, я иду к другу, I'm going to my friend. Я звоню другу. No preposition, but anyway we use a dative case. I'm calling to my friend. Again, accusative case, that's винительный падеж. Answers such questions like кого, что. So, я читаю книгу. I'm reading a book. So, it is used for direct objects. And we will see it more closely in the video a little bit later. Okay? Now, творительный падеж, that's instrumental case. Answers such questions like кем, чем. Its main meaning is the instrument. Haha. Not instruments, okay, but the means by which you do or perform an action. Like what do you use when you do something? For example, я пишу ручкой, I'm writing with a pen. So as it's used for the means, often we can translate it with the prepositions like with and by. For example, I'm going by bus. Я еду автобусом. Again, an instrumental case, творительный падеж. Предложный падеж. О ком, о чем. It's a prepositional case and it often goes with different prepositions. Yeah. So first of all, it's a preposition о, about. Я думаю о тебе. I'm thinking about you. Besides, its principal meaning is expresses the position. So whereabouts of something or somebody. So, for example, in forest, в лесу, в доме, in the house. Я выпила кофе в кафе. I drank coffee at cafe. You see, that's a position. That's why we use a prepositional case. Предложный падеж. And now let's learn more about nominative case. It answers questions кто, что. And first of all, when we are thinking about the endings and the different cases, we need to remember to which gender it belongs. As you remember, so let's just revise shortly. We have 3 genders: masculine, neuter, and feminine. And more frequently, we have different endings for all the genders. So, and you need to remember if the noun is singular or plural. And now let's just see the initial forms of these three nouns. And the nouns which you will find in the dictionaries with all the nominative case. Дом, дома, яблоко, яблоки, книга, книги. And now let's move to the accusative case. Answers questions like кого, что. And it is used for the direct objects. What are the direct objects? That's easy. That's direct object is something, like something or somebody, to which a subject does something. Like Masha любит бананы. Masha likes bananas. So you see, we don't use the prepositions here. So it's like Masha любит бананы. So винительный падеж. That's an accusative case. I hope you remember that. And it answers questions кого, что. And accusative case always used after a verb without a preposition, and it is a direct object. So there are certain verbs after which we use direct objects, like я говорю, я понимаю русский язык. I understand Russian. So we don't use any prepositions here. And a direct object is the thing or a person that has an action done to it by the subject. For example, Masha любит бананы. Masha likes bananas. So banana is a direct object. And first of all, we will need to remember different endings. And you need to know if it's a plural or singular. And let's see the endings of singular and plural masculine nouns. So we need to differentiate between inanimate things and animate people, animals. So animate things don't change in the accusative case. What? Only if it's a masculine noun. Okay? So let's see the animate singular masculine nouns. Student. It ends with a consonant and we add a, becomes студента. Герой ends with ye, becomes я, героя. Учитель ends with soft sign, we add я, учителя. So let's see an example. Я вижу учителя русского языка. Учителя. So it's in accusative. We could say я вижу студента. Я вижу героя. Я вижу учителя русского языка. Yeah. So let's see animate plural masculine nouns. So студенты. И becomes о. Студентов. But be careful if the noun in the singular ends with ж, ш, щ, ч. We add ей instead of of. Врач becomes врачей, not врачов, врачей. Герой, герои become we add ев, becomes героев. Учителя ends with я and we add ей, учителей. So, я встретил моих студентов. I met my students. Я встретил моих студентов. Я встретил героев. Я встретил учителей. That's all the accusative case. Now let's move to the singular and plural neuter noun. Again, animate in inanimate things. There is a good news that animate things don't change. And another good thing is that vast majority of the neuter nouns are inanimate. So you don't need to learn the endings of the singular and plural neuter nouns because they don't change. Я пью молоко каждое утро. Я ем яблоко каждое утро. And now let's move to the singular and plural feminine nouns. Animate things and inanimate again. So, actually, in animate things, just singular nouns change. So if you have a plural feminine noun, inanimate, it doesn't change. Exception. Nouns with ending with soft sign. Дверь. it won't change. Animate things, people, animals, they change actually. So you will see different endings. They always change. Yeah. Have singular feminine nouns. Актриса becomes актрису. У, we add у. Неделя, we add ю. Неделю. Соль, соль. Doesn't change as I told you. Inanimate and ends with a soft sign. Я провела неделю в Москве. I spent a week in Moscow. That were the singular ones, and now let's see animate plural feminine nouns. Be careful, animate, not inanimate. Inanimate plural feminine nouns don't change. Актрисы, we remove «ы», becomes actrice. Кати becomes Кать. We add soft sign. Кать, you would say, я встретил Кать. That would be mean that you saw 2, 3, or even more girls named Катя. Катя. Лошадь becomes лошадей. We add ей. Марии, и turns into и. And be careful, if we have a consonant cluster, you will need to add a vowel between them. Сестры becomes сестер. Девушка becomes девушек. Я встретил девушек. Я встретил сестер. But я встретил актрис. And now it is time to see irregular accusative of animate plural nouns. As you remember, we had irregular plural nouns just in nominative case. So these plurals have their often some irregular forms as well. So сыновья, друзья, братья. You see all of them end with soft sign and я, and we add ей. Сыновей, друзей. But братья becomes братьев. Be careful. It doesn't belong to this one. Англичане, граждане, ends with они, becomes ан. Англичан, граждан. Дочери, матери, ends with и, and we add ей, дочерей, матерей. Oh, я встретил англичан в центре города. I met the English in the city center. And now let's see different common verbs with a direct object. So with a direct object, that means you need to use an accusative form of the noun. Я читаю журнал. I read a journal. Я ем яблоко. Я пью кофе. Я знаю русский. Я люблю мою сестру. Я вижу моих учителей. Я смотрю фильм. Я слушаю музыку. Я понимаю русский. Yeah. Learn these verbs. It is important. And learn the endings, you know. So, not to be confused with the accusative case anymore. And guys, that was all for our today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. And guys, follow us and subscribe us. Yeah, I will be so glad if you do that. Okay, bye bye. See you.